So what I'm going to do is make a topiary out of astramaria. And the cool thing about this flower is, as you all know, it lasts for a long time. So I take it, I'm going to leave my greenery on it. Rather, you can strip it and just have flowers, but I kind of like the greenery. It gives a little bit more of a natural look. So if I see any bad green, or if I want to take a little bit off, you can do that. These have been stripped of the greenery already. I think I left a couple here to show you how I do that. So I put that together kind of all the way around. And then I take floral tape. How many are familiar with floral tape, working with it? Okay. It's kind of interesting stuff. To me, it's kind of hard to get used to, but once you get used to it, you're like, oh, that's easy. So for those of you who haven't used it much, you just take it, and you're holding this, and you're kind of pushing against it, but you're also stretching this as you go, because you need to stretch it to make it really hold good. I have 10 astramaria here. So, put them there. Put them here. So I just kind of work them all the way around. Oops. You can do that, but for me, it's just easier to do a few at a time, and it really holds it better. But for me, it's just because when you get 10 of these together, it's a little bit harder for me to hold them and do it all, so I just do it this way. But you can do it that way. But if you do it this way, it gets you practice on doing the tape. Okay. And the astramaria that I was talking about, see, it has the greenery. We just strip that off, because you do not want that on the bottom of it. Okay. So, has anybody ever made one of these before? Yes. We nod our heads, we don't raise our hands. The watch. Okay, I have to do this and watch you. So, these leaves don't look so good, so I'm going to just take them off. I got a couple here that didn't look good. That's why I do a little at a time. Paul actually does more of the design work than I do. So he's a little bit better at this than me, but I'm just going to pull this flower off. Okay, so that's my 10. Tape this. The first time I did these was years ago, and we had an event with the Chamber of Commerce that we sponsored, and it was the military appreciation event, and we made them out of red carnations, and then we had the containers were blue, and then we had white ribbon on them, so it was kind of cool. So then what you want to do is measure, like, how high do I want this? And you can see you want the stems to go almost down, so you need to leave a little bit longer. So probably about like that. So I take my shears and I just cut the bottoms. And then what I do, which makes it easier to push it in here, is I also put some tape around the bottom to hold the stems together, so that when you push it down into the oasis, it doesn't spread out and break your stems. We learned that the hard way. So I put a pretty good wrap there. Okay. So then you just take it and put it in the center and hold the bottom so it doesn't break, and you just push it down into your oasis. So you have a little topiary. Now, we don't want our oasis to show, right? We want to cover that up. So what I did is I went out, we have a beautiful pittosporum, and the cool part about it is all this new spring growth on it. So I just cut some of that rather than bringing wholesale stuff. And I'm just going to put this around the bottom to my oasis. How many of you are thinking, is she going to leave that green tape showing? Yeah, I thought you might be thinking that. I was waiting for somebody to ask, but.
Well, you said that someone else did the design work, but what do you do?
I do design work, just not as much as Paul. I do a lot of the PR, business. I meet with the brides, I put the weddings together. far as their vision, is that's my main part, but I also do this.